thing I'm going to do on the Bombers Tour a little bit is I drop my hands down, just to make sure I'm trying to spin everything. That's about it.
And if your hands are down, though, I mean, to a degree, that's going to change
the angle
you go up.
I just don't. In my mind, it's just my mindset of my approach is I don't go into it thinking that I'm going to change. I just lower my hands a little bit, and that seems to set the angle perfectly for me.
And if you had to set this ball where you like that exact pitch to be, Dale, where would that be?
It's going to be
like walk your chest or whatever right up to it. Where do you want that ball to be in your zone in the Bomber Tour?
I'm a low ball hitter, so I want it probably waist high. I like the ball a little bit lower than some guys will. But I catch the ball out a lot more up front than some guys will. A lot of guys want to get it deep in their chest and I'll be able to spin it easier up here, which is true. I'm just more consistent with my miss down here. That's all I focus on is my miss. If I'm in a game, I want to know my miss is going to be more productive. If I'm on the tour, I want to know I can miss up. You know, I might not hit my farthest ball there, but it's going to give me the most chance of hitting the ball up. Like if I hit all 15 balls in the air, I got a chance of spinning them out. You know?
And when you actually get in a tournament too, do you find that sometimes if you get too level or down with your swing, you're more apt to cut out a dead ball out home run or an unwanted home run?
Absolutely.
You ever change your angle so you hit the top, middle, or bottom of the ball?
I'll change my approach where I'm at in the box a lot. I don't want to change my swing angles too much. It's more so the approach of where I'm hitting. I know I have swings in my backside that I will never hit a ball out on. I'll go 3-4, I'll go on a line, I'll pick out holes in the infield. I don't want to mess around with my swing a whole lot. Like I'll live in the right center gap, but my right center gap, if I miss it, usually if I'm missing, I'm hitting it too well, that swing will go out. I can't trust that swing in the 7th if I don't have any home runs left. So I think that's more of an approach thing of, you just gotta, I'm not going out of left center gap if we got no home runs left.
So that's interesting. Rather than aiming like at the top middle of the ball on this evil ball that has the concentric lines on it, you're going to take a pitch on the outside corner that you typically don't cut or get in the area very good from BP, and that'll be the pitch you'll position yourself to hit.
I can manipulate a ball to the right side to where that spin is going to be, you're going to get that side spin to where it's going to dive down towards the line. So I'm going to start at 3-4 through the infield, and if anything, it's going to tail to the line. And that ball's going to dive down. I'm not just going to backspin it over there because I don't want the risk of the ball going out. If I want an outside pitch, I want it high to where I can handle it up here. It's just more of a punch swing over there. I'm not going to take a lot of full swings. I do not want to risk hitting a home run that I don't want to hit. So that's what I changed my swing where I tone it down a little bit. It's just more of a punch swing.
How much do you cut it back from that?
Oh, it's 70%.
70%.
I mean, it's just a nice, easy punch swing. I'm just manipulating the ball more so. I want to go 3-4 through the infield, and I want to have it dive into the line.
Do you try to really hide what you do when you go backside, Dale? Do you feel like a pro is going to move 3 feet if they see you cheating over? Or how much do you see them actually react?
They're going to move a lot, especially with, well, I don't know if you guys are playing 5-man, like that's obviously what we play. They can move your defense around to it. More so, the good pitcher's going to pick up on that. They're going to know kind of what you want to do. I mean, it seems like the conference is so big, but it's really small. We see all these teams, you kind of know everybody's tendencies by now, so I don't want to tip my hand too much. I'll come up and off a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm doing what's comfortable for me. I'm not trying to tip my hand, but I'm not so worried about trying to fool them with smoke and mirrors. I'm going to do what's comfortable. If I hit the ball I need to hit, they can't stop it. When I first started playing ball, I had a cut swing. His name was BJ Rakowski's local guy. He was a great ball player, played for like Tacoma Dodge back in the days, some of those teams. Same thing. He would cut that ball, and he'd hit those 4-foot line drives that go all the way to the fence. It's like, oh, those are super cool. So when I started playing, I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I want to hit the ball hard all the time. I started playing with Joey Gordon, 2013, D-Marini Dirty, and then obviously with Bryson Baker those last few years. They will hit more 4-hoppers through the infield than you'll ever see in your life. They're hits, and they can't stop it. And you're like, oh, that's an ugly swing. No, it's not. Like, Bryson's got 8 million of those swings. Like, he's making hits he's never going to hit a home run on that swing. Like, you can't do what's cool all the time. People want to come out there, they want to swing as hard as they can, hit these cut balls that everybody oohs and ahs about. Well, that's great. But my miss on that cut ball is either a home run or a 4-hopper to an infielder. I don't want that. I would rather take a little punch swing. It's getting through the infield, it's getting to a line, it's going where it needs to go. You don't have to hit everything 110 miles an hour to be effective. You can take a little bit off of your swing and hit it where you need to hit it, and to the point where you're not going to risk hitting a DBO or a solo. A lot of guys, everyone's got the guy on the team that apologizes for hitting solos. It's like, I don't want to hear your apology. Like, you didn't take anything off your swing. If you're hitting a ball 400 feet for a DBO, like, something's wrong with that swing. Like, you have to be committed to make sure this ball's not leaving the yard.
And you look at a certain part of the ball, what would it be? Do you try to cut through the middle of the ball most of the time? Or
always through the middle. Always through the middle, I think. So I manipulate the ball more left and right than I do anything else. But I'm going for the middle of the ball because, like we talked about, if I'm missing, I want to be missing with knuckleballs. I want to miss with line drives that are hard, that are going to go, they're going to suck down in the gap. I don't want to miss up. I hate flying out. Like flying out, everyone can catch a fly ball.
One of the biggest flaws I see in the swing, and I see it in my own as I age and don't rotate as well as guys chasing out too far in front. Is that ever an issue for you, and what do you do to try to correct that?
Oh, it's an issue for me all the time. And if I feel myself start doing it, I'll go back to right center for a few swings. I feel like you know, if you're feeling a little bit off with your swing, go back to the middle. That'll make you stay on the ball, stay through it. If I'm going to right center, I have to be through the ball just a little bit with my hands a little in front to get that tail, because I want to start off the pitcher's left shoulder, tailing into the gap. So I want it through the infield at the 1-4, which is between the second baseman and the pitcher. I want it through the infield at the 1-4, and I want it tail in the right center gap. So that's going to force me to keep my hands inside the ball and stay through it. If I feel like and I'll get in that trouble a lot. Like we have 300-foot fields, I'll push, and then I go pull for a home run, and it's like I've never hit a softball before. You get such in that mindset of here, and then you try to open up and let one fly, and it's like I've gotten to the point where I live at right center a lot of times. Even if I'm going for home runs on 300-foot fields, like just the whole weekend, I'm like, if my swing's feeling good here, I'll just go there.
How old are you, Dale?
27.
And you said before the high school was the limit to what you did for...
Yep, just played high school ball. Yeah.
And did you jump right into slow pitch afterwards? Or?
Yeah, my parents played, my siblings all played. It was supposed to be fun at first, and then kind of just took off. But,
how do you enjoy hitting in the Bomber Tour?
oh, I love it. I mean, getting to go to all those major league parks. And,
what's your favorite place?
San Diego. I got family down there where every year my dad will fly down with me and see my sister and her kids, and that's kind of a special trip. So San Diego is probably my favorite.
Rec guys know so little about the bats, and even me right on the show on that I should be better educated. You tell us about the fine ins and outs of your signature model.
Well, the signature model I had before was called the Future, and we based it off of a stadium platform with the alloy handle, 12-inch barrel, all that. But the only difference was we added a little bit of an end load to it. When we talked about doing an inline model, which we ended up settling with the Juggy, what I wanted to do was, again, heaviest possible for me. And we played around with the Future, and we got about as heavy as we thought we could. So we started looking at different handles we could use instead of using an alloy handle, which is all I'd really used. Went stadium to Future. Like, all right, well, let's play around with a couple different handles. So we spent 3 or 4 months, a couple different handles, a few different barrels.
And we ended up with a diffusion handle.
This is the first time I use this on slow pitch.
What's the difference between an alloy and diffusion, and what does that mean to a rec guy?
To a rec guy, it's going to eliminate most of the handle weight. Like if you see, this essentially is the handle, the real thin part there. This is an extra piece they go on there. Honestly, it's more cosmetics. This is a lot thinner. Think back to like the fly swatter. Anyone that's been around Deemer any while might be familiar with that. What this allowed to do is put a lot more weight in the barrel. Having the metal handle before, I think, kind of really capped us as far as how heavy we could possibly make it. We switched around with this, where it's a really thin composite handle, and that's going to make the barrel a lot heavier. And if you swing this and you like end load, this thing comes with like a sledgehammer. I mean, this is the same type of handle they have on the corn dog. Have you used those wood bats?
I have not.
But that's a lot of it too, with really light handle making the barrel come through a lot heavier.
And typically speaking, from a flex standpoint, is there a lot less flex to that than a typical Juggy? What do you think? I mean, nobody's going to be any stronger than you.
No, yeah.
Guys feel like they're flexing the hell out of the handle, but is that really myth or is that real truth?
Myth. It's been myth forever. Guys are like, oh, I bent it on my knee. And I'm like, the only thing with a Juggy is just going to have a different feedback. You're not flexing the bat. So say you're using a one-piece bat and you hit it off the end cap, you hit it off your hands and it stings your hands. Okay, that's the only difference. Is with this, the way it feels in your hands. You go, oh, it's a flex. No, if you hit barrel, you're not going to feel any handle. Like this is, I can swing the bat, and my swing isn't exactly poetry. So.
And what kind of a layup is on that? Is that a 4-piece? What kind of what do we call that?
It's a stack composite, but yeah, I think it is a quad wall actually. I think you're correct on that. But it's I mean this is the hottest bat I think I've swung, and going back to the original stadium. I mean it's really what it reminds me of. This barrel is the original stadium. Anybody that swung that. And it is, I mean, it's great. It is a lot different swing though. This is not a bat you hand somebody first swing, they're going to automatically have success with. The swing weight of this, with the light handle, the way it comes to the zone, a lot of people, their first 3-4 swings, they're going to hit it off their hands, they're going to hit it off the end cap. Like, it takes a little while to adjust to the weighting of this bat. But if you stick with it for even a round of BP, I mean, it is lights out. And the reviews I've gotten back from people, I mean, unbelievable. Like, oh my God, that Juggy. I've never liked Juggies in the past. Promise you, if you stick with this it might take you a round of BP to get used to that swing, but it is amazing.
I knew I'd get you back.
Yeah, I stay hot in them too.